Thank you. Very ominous short film, very beautiful short film that's also has won a ton of awards, has been around the world, and Hugo has come from Chile for this talk and to screen a short film at the festival. So again, welcome to Canada, welcome to Ottawa. It's also my first time in Ottawa as part of LatinX Animation, so excited to be here. So let's dive in. You know, you're an artist, a storyteller, a filmmaker, and stop motion is a medium that's very technical, very beautiful, and can also be time-consuming as well. For those that don't know, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what inspired your career into filmmaking, not only animation, but filmmaking? And you can take it from there.
Hello, everyone. Well, I'm Hugo. You can call me Hugo if you want. I'm from Chile. I live in Chile, in Santiago. I have a little studio in an old train station that today is like a cultural center. So I rent a space in that old train station. And I don't know, I'm very excited to be here because, I don't know, 11 hours of flying is a lot because I don't know, we are very far, but I don't know, something about me. I'm a graphic designer. I studied graphic design and I started to work in theater as a projection designer, making some animations for theater. And then I met Muriel Miranda. That we've been together making theater plays for about, I don't know, 20 years. And in 2006, we made a theater play that mixed theater with animation, with stop motion animation, with two furnitures at the sides of one screen. So the actress made the follies and lip sync in live. So we have scenes only with animation, and other with theater with animation. So we have one condition in this play that the actress have to be, I don't know, have a dialogue with the animated character. So we started to do this kind of work, and we have, I don't know, 10 seasons in Chile with this play, with this theater play. So many people of the cinema world went to see the theater play. So I started to work in animation since that year, 2006. And then in 2007, I made my first short film called The Feather's Pillow in stop motion. So I started to work in stop motion by myself. I'm not as an animation student, so I learned all by myself, searching on the internet, on books, and something like that. And then I work in an animation studio called Zumbastico. Now it's bought by Pipeline Studios, and I make a series called Paperport in stop motion. I think that is in the catalog, in the Pipeline sign. In the middle is Matilde, that's the series. And then I work in series for about 10 years, and then I come back to my previous work, and I decide to make Bestia and go back to the beginning of my work, because this theater play that we made in 2006 is called Maleza. It's like weed, and it talks about a girl who lives in a house, I don't know, alone. It's a psychological thriller like Bestia. So I make the decision to go back to my beginnings.
That's great to hear. And you know, for Bestia, as mentioned, it's been very successful. It was also nominated for an Oscar, but it's based and rooted in something that is real. The main character is a real person and is inspired by real events. For those unfamiliar, Chile also has a very complicated history. It's been marked by a brutal dictatorship and many human rights violations against its own citizens. And that dark period is where this short film takes place and is inspired by the real-life person Ingrid Olderock. So can you tell us why you decided to explore this person, this story, and also in such a psychological way?
Yeah, when I end the process of paperport, I decided to go back to my personal ideas, and I started to search some characters. So it all came from the idea of talking about not so well-known characters in the Chilean political history and history in general. So this woman, Ingrid Olderock, appeared several times in books when I was doing the research. This woman appears in some books, and the image of this woman repeats, I don't know, so many times. So I decided to take a look of a deep look of this woman. And there's a book written by Nancy Guzman. It's called The Woman of the Dogs. So in this book, this woman, in the interviews that Nancy Guzman do to Ingrid Olderock, this woman revealed so many mental imbalance related to the things that she do, like torturing with dogs, you know. So she was a very alone woman. Her loneliness and I don't know, her mental imbalance and her traumas was very significant for me, because I want to treat them like a regular person, so with regular traumas and I don't know, things like that, but with a background very dark, you know. So I decided to take this story as a psychological thriller. I don't know, that's what the first idea that I have.
And the short film too kind of doubles as a current message of what's going on currently in Chile as well, with still grappling with the trauma decades later of the ending of the dictatorship, and also seeing how fragmented this character was. So what has been the reception from people in Chile that have seen this film and also probably lived through this experience as well?
Yeah, I was kind of afraid when I were about to know the premiere in Chile, because the people in Chile is very critic, and I don't know. I'm a very critic with I don't know, with my peers in Chile. So especially in the political way, where we have so many political films. So I was kind of afraid, but the reception was very good. The people always say that, I don't know, I'm impressed because, I don't know, the way that you told the story and the layers of reading are appearing scene by scene. So the reception, it was very well. And I think in these days, BESTIA still having, I don't know, happen things with BESTIA in Chile, because, I don't know, so many teachers show this film in aesthetic classes, in cinema, especially in cinema schools. So I don't know, I didn't expect this kind of things, because I just doing my work and my research, and I want to talk about things. I want to connect with people through my work. So I didn't expect things like being nominated for an Oscar, or I don't know, being important for students and things like that.
And that just speaks volumes to how well the film was executed and also made. And you know, talking about how well it was made, you know, the animation technique is really interesting in the short film, because it is a stop motion film. You combine different textures, and in particular also the way you approach characters is very different, especially the main character of Ingrid, where she looks like a ceramic doll, but you still manage to get really great animation and just the subtle movements in her eyes and how she reacts to certain moments. So what inspired you to pursue combining a little bit different animation styles and techniques, especially with the character design?
Yeah, the character design. When we start to think about a material, because I like to change material between one project to another. And when we start to think about it with Constanza is she's the art director. So we made the art together because I'm involved in all things in every project that I work. So when I started to think about this material, we decided to represent this woman as a German doll because she has German roots, Nazi German roots, because her parents are German with I don't know, with a certain certainty to Nazi ideology. Directly with the Nazi ideology. So we decided to represent this woman as a German doll, ceramic or porcelain German doll, relating them to she, I don't know, when she was a child, her traumas, I don't know, because she received an education very strict and hard and, I don't know, not so well education, you know. So and then when in the process, we decide to not to work with ceramic, real ceramic. So we decide to make this character using some resins and plastics because it was too heavy to manage and so also breakable. So we started to note that some other layers of reading are appearing in the process. So I know that this material is very hard as this woman. This doll has no expression as this woman. This woman, the people say that this woman has almost no expression on her face. So it's exactly that the German doll is. So another thing is also breakable, and this woman in the interviews reveals all, I don't know, her fragilities, like the material. So a lot of layers of reading are appearing with the decision of the material. So, and also the reflections in her face, you know, because it's like a mirror between the spectator and a society, an entire society. So there's so many layers that are appearing especially in the face of this woman, but also in the, I don't know, when we are making the props. Every prop has I don't know, has a history. So, and I don't know, we decide to work with cardboard to the backgrounds and the props to make I don't know, some kind of, I don't know, contrast between backgrounds and the characters, but we decide to maintain this shine in only the faces in the skin of the characters. So every material is, I don't know, very without shine, you know. So we decide to work the materiality as another character in the short film.
And also, as you kind of dive into this fragile mind that you mentioned, and explore, you know, someone that's is very, very complicated. How did you brainstorm, like setting up those moments where, you know, obviously it's from her, I guess, her perspective, but what were you trying to get across by diving into, you know, some people would call her a monster?
Yeah, it was very, very hard because when you do animated short film, the principal question is why I'm doing this story, or why I'm telling this story. And when you talk about a sinister woman like this woman, maybe we can take a look of one clip. The clip, I don't remember the names of the clips, but the clips of Ingrid Olderbrock being animated with the house. So it was very hard for me to, no, the other one. No, we can look both if you want, but I mean the other one. When I don't know, when I approached to this character and I decide to work with aesthetics very realistic, and the acting is what it was very important. I have to act like this woman, and I have to, you know, feel like this woman, and that I don't know, she's a sinister woman, so I need to, I don't know, make a So this is a very important sequence because this is the frustration of this woman, and I have to connect my frustrations with her frustrations, and for making the, I don't know, the acting design. So it was very hard because I need to visit my personal traumas and relate with the personal traumas of this woman. So the frustration that she lives in that moment is she get fired of this job in this house. So her job was I don't know, her job was to make tortures with dogs and person. And I don't know, this woman also teaches dogs to make tortures and also persons. So she has a, no way, she teaches women to make tortures. So someone decided to change this woman to I don't know, this torture center to an office of a police office. So she go so frustrated. So I decide to represent this frustration by breaking her own house, because her house is her brain, you know. I decide at the same time that every room in her house represent every aspect of her mind. So if you see the short film again, you want to I don't know, note that every place has a different color. And for example, the kitchen is, I don't know, is more warm, and her place of dreaming in her room is, I don't know, is very cold. So I decide to represent his mind, her mind, through the house. So every decision in the short film has a philosophical meaning.
And speaking of frustration, animation isn't easy, as some people sometimes think, and stop motion can also be one of the most technical. So what was one of the most difficult parts of producing this short film? And I guess you can say, what are some like little miracles, like stuff that you guys discovered in the process that when you guys saw it in the final product, we're like, we can't believe that worked?
Yes. I don't know, I'm very critic, I'm an autocritic, I don't know, but I think the result in BESTIA, I don't know, I'm very happy with the result, with a very, I don't know, strong and very dark issue, but I don't know if there's some scene that I don't like, but I don't know, I'm very happy with that. Especially the sound design. When I approached to the sound design, it was, I don't know, very quick, because we sent, I don't know, an offline to ANSI, and we got select in the official selection, and they give us, I don't know, 2 months to finish the post-production, because we sent the short film without, I don't know, removal and with so many green screens and things like that, and music, reference music, and I don't know, we have to make the sound design and the composition of the music and every aspect of the post-production in only 2 months. So it was, I don't know, very intense, but with a very good result. So sometimes the pressure works.
And I would say that was one of the aspects of the short film that really added another layer to the film, is just the music and the sound design. Obviously very ominous, but like when you can get sound when you're breaking a table like that and have it feel so impactful, it really can feel jarring and really, you know, capture the attention of the viewer. So that was definitely something that I thought was phenomenal, even with the short amount of time that you said you had.
Yeah, this work was very important, because we work with the Robertos, because the two friends, they have a studio, Roberto Espinosa and Roberto Zúñiga, the Robertos. So they're a very good person. They have a, I don't know, very artistic point of view of the projects. So they work in several documentaries and movies. They work with Diluvio, the guys who made Casa Lobo, Wolf House. I don't know if you already watched Wolf House, and Los Huesos. Los Huesos is in the Chilean selection. You can watch it on Saturday, if you don't watch it yesterday, but you have the possibility to watch Bestia and the other Chilean films on Saturday. So now that's it. I don't know, I'm very happy with the sound design and also with the VFX. That it's in Bestia, it's all made by hands. I don't know, the sky is painted by our hands, and there's no any digital composition. So there's a digital composition, but with analog elements. Everything in Bestia is analog.
And how long did it take from the initial production that you guys started building the materials and building the sets and the characters, from the initial production to when it was finally done? How long did that take?
3.5 years, with a social outbreak in the middle of production in Chile, 2019. It was a very important, I don't know, for us, because I don't know, when we was making the film and we get the social outbreak, I don't know, that gave us more I don't know, inspiration to do this work, because or more meaning, because
and by social outbreak you mean social unrest.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of protests going on with
protests,
students,
yeah.
and obviously.
Yeah. So, and then the pandemic, we finished the short film in the middle of pandemic. The sequence that you watch, that I already watched, that was made in the middle of pandemic in my studio in this train station. But I don't know, I was alone with Constanza some days, but some days totally alone in this, I don't know, huge space. I don't know, at that time it looks like, I don't know, like a zombie movie or zombie location, because, I don't know, so many tents outside with the homeless persons, but I don't know, it was, I don't know, very desolating, I don't know, environment to make animation. But at the same time, the good thing is that that gave me the possibility to get to be, I don't know, more focused in the sequence, and I don't know, the concentration is what it was, I don't know, very strong in that moment.
And I just have one more question, and then I'd love to open it up to the audience for any Q&A questions. but people have connected with this short film in a lot of different ways. And you obviously have gone on a journey and experienced this film and seen this film in a different way, but what is something that you hope some people walk away with, especially given the context of the history of Chile and currently what's happening there, and obviously putting a spotlight on Chile as well too?
Yes, we are passing through, I don't know, very hard moments until today, because the important thing is this short film is not talk only about this woman. It talks about the evilness that reigned in the world until today. So I don't know. We have a word today. So it's, I don't know. It's the contradictions in the humanity are always happening. So that's important. And then in Chile, we're passing until today for I don't know, very difficult political situations, because I don't know, when we leave this social outbreak, it starts because I don't know. They're up the prices of the subway tickets, and I don't know. It all starts in that point, but everything is related to the constitution, because the constitution was made by Pinochet in the 80s, in the middle of the dictatorship. So, and I don't know. The people of Chile decide to make a new constitution, and I don't know. A few weeks ago, we lost the opportunity to make a new constitution, because I don't know, so many people turns back to reject the possibility of make a new constitution. So I'm a kind of sad about that. So, but at the same time, I don't know, that kind of things give us energy to continue to talking about things like that and things like BESTIA.
And I'd love to open it up to Q&A. So if there's anyone out there that has seen the film and as part of the Chilean animation program yesterday that would love to ask a question, or just would love to ask a general question as well about stop motion animation.
Hi, I saw the film yesterday and it was amazing. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be able to see it. One thing that I walked away wondering, and it may be a bit specific, but if you could talk more about her relationship with her dog in the film, because it goes all the way in the literal sense. And I know it's one aspect of her, but I would love to hear more about the contradictory nature of the kind of toxic love and torture that she had with the animals.
Well, the relationship with her dog, especially it talks about the loneliness of this woman, because she had dogs. So she knows how to treat dogs and how to train dogs. So one person of the Dina is like the intelligence direction of this intelligence. Some guy of this organization decide to give a job to Ingrid Olderock to make tortures with dogs, and everyone that was involved in this kind of things says that this woman have maybe a zoophilic relation with this dog, but that was only I don't know myths about this woman. So I decided to show this relationship like a regular relation, especially at the beginning, because I want to make the illusion of a normal relation and very kindly relation. Idyllic. I decided to start the short film like this, and I don't know, slowly try to show the other things, I don't know, the real things. So that's one of the decisions. And also it talks about I don't know, who is the real beast in the history, because I don't know, some people that doesn't know the history thinks, I don't know, maybe the dog is the real beast, and I don't know, when people watch the scene, the sexual scene with the dog, I don't know, they're covering their hair, their eyes and things like that. But the question is, what is the worst scene? That scene or the other scene? So that question is for the audience, you know. It's a philosophical question to the audience. It's like also like an experiment. I don't know, like when you watch movies, I don't know, what kind of scenes make you, I don't know, covering your eyes, you know? So what do you want to cover, this scene or the other scene? This is the big question.
It's like you're testing the limits of the audience. Obviously also testing the limits of yourself as you're doing this, but testing the limits of something that happened in real life, but also the other atrocities that she did, you know, killing and torturing people. So
yeah, I don't know if I answered your question, but
any other Q&A questions?
Hi. I watched already the film twice, and every time I find something new. So thank you so much for doing this piece. I'm very curious about the sequence of the bullet, the way that the bullet goes to her head and then it goes to her house, and is the transition to make the year pass by. So how did you come to this idea?
yes, it's related to real events, because this woman received a bullet in her head. Some guys from the leftist organization called MIR, M-I-R, like a leftist revolutionary movement. So this woman lived with the bullet until her death, and I don't know, because she died by natural causes in 2001 without judgment. So she lived, I don't know, a few years with this bullet in her head. So I decided to represent this, I don't know, journey into her mind through this bullet. So the truth is, I don't know, I was sleeping and I don't know, maybe a dream paralysis, I don't know. So this image came into my mind, the bullet in the corridor, I don't know, and then I decided to put into the film, because I think I was so involved with the history at that time. So I think I dream a lot. I love of dreams. I came to my mind, and I decided to put it in the short film, because I don't know. I wanted to share those images with you, you know, because I don't know, that connection make us, I don't know, reflect about themes in I don't know, in a very symbolic and psychological way. So that's the reason, or that's the way that image burned.
Thank you. We have another question back there.
Yes, thank you. I've seen your film already so many times, I can't count already, but and every time I discover again new thing, I really love it. And I'm wondering, because, you know, I have like a political question, because there's this like a tendency in the countries to put the evil history on the side of some kind of outsider forces. It happens in Poland when the Polish government is rejecting responsibility for Holocaust, and they're saying the German did it. It's happening in other countries when there's always the other did it, you know. It was not our blame. It's not us to be blamed. And it struck me that actually in your film and also in Casa Lobo, there's, you know, here you are also like showing the background of your character with the German history. So, you know, that which suggests again that, you know, it's not Chilean person, it's some kind of an outsider coming here with this evilness. And also in Casa Lobo, there's this German colony which the evil happens. So I'm curious about like where is Chile in the sense of actually taking responsibility, in the sense that, you know, we did it, you know, like.
Yeah, that's another layer of reading, because yeah, that's one layer. Because I know that there's another layer. Maybe it's a behind layer because or a backstory, because I don't know. It's very typical in Chile to wash your hands and say, no, it's not my fault. The fault is. This woman is guilty, not mine, you know. But I think, I don't know, this guy, this guy called Mamo Contreras is the general of this organization. I don't know. He always worked in a desk, you know, and I don't know, planning everything. And I don't know, make appearing guilty some other persons like Ingrid Olderock. So this is a patriarchal, I don't know, way of work, because I don't know, he made the decision to work with a woman making tortures for him, you know. So it's very typical. So this is another layer of reading, because in Chile, I don't know, there's, I don't know, maybe 5 with very powerful families who own the whole country, you know. So, and you don't know these persons, and I don't know him personally, but I don't know, there are some things are very occult in the Chilean history. So I think that's another layer of reading, because I don't know, get all the blame to one person is not the final issue, you know. So I don't know. I agree with you, because the thing that in Casa Lobo, in Wolf House, they talk about the German colony, you know, but what happened in Chile? Why in Chile allows these kind of people to enter in our country, to do things like that, to make that evil enter into our minds? I mean, so I don't know. It's a contradiction, but it's true. I agree with you with that.
Any other Q&A? Yep.
Hi, Hugo. First of all, yeah, great film. It's a Brazilian from South Brazil neighbor field has a huge impact. I saw the film for the first time, huge impact, and like we feel closely the pain of this recent past trauma, and it's very strong. But my real question is, we saw the screenings yesterday with the Chilean films, and Los Huesos was one that was really striking to me. Like, that was a restoration work of 1901. Is that correct?
No,
that's the impression they want you to.
That's the impression.
You'll have to find out.
Oh, great, yeah.
There's the same directors of Wolf House. In Wolf House, I don't know, they are friends of mine, so I understand the way that they work. And for example, in Wolf House, they play with, I don't know, this guy of this German colony called Paul Schaeffer. So they play with that with the voice of Paul Schaeffer telling a story, you know. So it's like comedy, like political comedy. In Los Huesos is the same thing. They play to with this lie, you know, making you think about the, I don't know, they restore a film, they found a film, I don't know, underground.
Buried.
Yeah. So no, they made the short film in 2020, in the middle of pandemic, with a Bolex. So
Was it a miniature?
yeah. No, no, it wasn't. No, what the question?
Like, was it a miniature? Was it a actual house? Like,
Yeah,
the
it's
setting is
a
very intriguing.
human scale. You know, the puppets are, I don't know, the girl is, I don't know, it's like a regular girl, and it's a puppet, you know, but
Yeah.
it's on human scale.
fascinating. Yeah, thank
yeah.
you for sharing that with us. It was
Yeah.
really, really good.
And I
Thank you
think
so much.
that was a great question too, because for people that have no context and walk in and watch Bestia and no context of the history and this character, and then you find out that this person existed and was a real person, and then you watch Los Huesos, and they play with that lie where, again, no context, and you realized, wait, this isn't a real short film, and this isn't real bones, and they're poking fun a little bit at real dictators and real people from Chile, and then it just kind of forces you as a viewer to continue to think about it and also look it up afterwards. Because I know after the first time I watched Bestia, I was reading more about this character and same for Los
Yes.
Huesos, because I was like, wait, was this true? Because I totally fell for that as well. I was like, this is a real film? And I had to, read and actually talk to them too as well about it. And it's a interesting way of presenting a short film for viewers.
Yeah, Los Huesos is also based on some real events, because there's a guy, a politic in, I don't know, in the 20s in Chile, called Diego Portales, and he married with a dead girl, So that's what really happened. So the experiment is that my friends made a mix between an old story and kind of contemporary or recent story in the dictatorship, because the guy with glasses is Jaime Guzman, that the guy with I don't know, he works very directly with Pinochet, so he made the constitution, the 80s constitution. So the actual constitution that we have in Chile was made by this guy, So everything is related, and between some films that I select for this showcase.
We have a couple minutes left, so I think we have like one more Q&A question. Yep.
Hi. I just wanted to ask if you could talk about how, as an animator, how do you find the line of mixing nonfiction with your personal fantasy? Or like how you said that like the bullet sequence came to you in a dream. Like just how do you mix that when you're getting your finished product out?
It's a hard question to answer, because I don't know. I think I have to reflect more about that, because. But I think no. At the beginning, I say to you, I came in from theater, for working in theater. So the actors and actresses, they always do that thing to, I don't know, explore her personal traumas and I don't know, mixing with a character that they're involved in some moment. I don't know. So. I don't know. I think it's very natural and organic, the way of make I don't know, a dead character live, because I don't know, you have to make them live. So I don't know how to answer that, because it's very natural. I don't know. It's my way to approach to a character. So. In the case of Bestia, I don't know, it works very well, because I don't know, I have 20 years experience trying to do I think like this. So this is the final result. I know. So I'm going to reflect more about this issue because it's very important to share.
And we can have one last one right here. Whoever has a mic. Oh.
Is this on? Oh, okay. I noticed with both Bestia and many of the shorts that you compiled, and with Wolf House, they're all using stop motion. And you yourself said you had no animation experience and you just went straight to that medium. Can you explain why you chose that to kind of explore these traumatic histories?
Why I use stop motion to?
Yeah. Both like this and also like your friends' films are all kind of exploring the Chilean history and they're all using stop motion. Can you speak to your own decision to use this medium, or?
Yes, I don't know. I choose stop motion since 2005 to 2006 because I like materials. I like to touch things. I like to approach to an issue through the material, and I like the process. I like I like to sculpt. I like to draw. I like to I like cameras. I like lights. I like everything that was involved in stop motion. Getting a lot of inspiration, and I like visual arts. I like cinema. I like tell stories. I like theater. I think stop motion for me is the perfect way to express myself because it's perfect to approaching to an issue through the material. In Bestia, for example, when we are making the puppets or a prop or a set, we're always talking to each other and reflecting about this issue. So I don't know, when you touch the things and you make a decision to use some kind of material, in that moment you ask to yourself why I'm using this material, and you get there is the answer to yourself in that moment. So for me, it's very important to touch things with my hands because I understand more than just seeing in 2D or in a drawing or in a computer. So I like to approach through the materials. So that's the perfect way to tell a story for me. So and also to make a representation of a character like a puppet. So it's talking about the humankind. It's like being. I don't like to use the concept to being God because I don't want to be God. But at certain points, it's a good concept because you are praying to be God to good things or bad things. So that's the question. So like I said previously, I want to make connection with people through the materials and talking about that. And speaking about that, I forgot that I bring the puppet with me. So if you
can
give
show
me
it
one.
off after.
Sorry about that, but I'm with a lot of things in my head. So you can touch it and.
Well, I think we're almost out of time, so we can hang out afterwards and you guys can check out the puppet. Hugo, I want to say thank you for taking the time to do this talk and also for bringing the puppet, which is amazing. As part of LatinX Animation, I want to thank everyone as well for allowing Leslie, especially ASIFA, allow me to moderate this talk. LatinX and Animation has a happy hour later today. Feel free to swing by to talk and meet with me and some people here with LatinX Animation as part of the team. Thank you. This is a great talk, and